King-Ohger episode 27, the beginning of King-Ohger part 2, chapter 2, the time skip, whatever you want to call it. It starts here with this episode. And the best way to describe this episode, it was fantastic, of course it was. King-Ohger has been on point for the past couple of months and weeks. It's been doing great. But this brand new episode feels like a season premiere with what they set up with this episode. I know it's a continuation of the show we've got going on, but with how they set up the brand new bad guy, the threat with everything going on, they go out the gate swinging right away with this brand new episode. So it opens up on the 2-year time skip, and right away you've got Jeremy. He's on the ground, he's injured, and he's being attacked by Kami-jin, and Kami-jin says the king of the universe is on their way. And we don't even get an opening sequence, we just jump straight to the title card with this episode as the brand new threat is set up right away in this episode. So in this episode, we do meet the brand new threat of this episode, Durajin. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably butchered that name, but they're the king of the universe. And right away, as soon as they make their grand introductions, they bring in the fury of the gods that has everyone concerned as it starts happening again. So we might have an idea who caused the fury of the gods. But not only that, our brand new antagonist for the series is really interesting, as they've got so much broken powerful abilities, so much hacks where they can just teleport wherever, they can sort of control the universe and make meteors fall down. They've got broken abilities. But not only that, with how they view everything going on around them, they view them sort of cleaning up the universe and destroying it as a game, as a toy, you could say. But I do like how they transport gear across the galaxy and you see all the destroyed planets, which shows the bigger scope of the King-Ohger universe, because ever since King-Ohger was sort of announced, I believe like a lot of the press and the bios and stuff like that said that the King-Ohger series was set in its own universe. But I feel like now that we've sort of seen the galaxy, we know that a different Sentai team is showing up in this series, I do wonder if there's a bigger universe out there. We're just learning the scope of things, that there's a lot more out there within the King-Ohger universe, and they're sort of off in their own universe to the side, while there's like a bigger universe out there with all the different Sentai teams and stuff like that. So we've got that. Now, let's talk about the characters in this show, because like I said, there's a 2-year time skip. It starts off with Jeremy being attacked, but not only that, you find out that most of the other retainers, or all the other retainers for the other kingdoms, have taken over the throne, as all the other rangers have been thrown in prison for all these different acts of crimes that we find out at the end of the episode. Yanma used up all the power to charge his supercomputer. Himino set off a lot of fireworks. Dabowski did something with the crops. It was a weird translation, but I guess like Dabowski doing Dabowski things. You had Rita, who turned themselves in, mostly because they wanted a vacation and to get away from this, so you had that going on. But I did like how we got to see all the other retainers and how they sort of took over the kingdom, because like you got to visit all the other kingdoms again, and you got to see who was taking over each area. And there was some funny gags in this episode as well, like they're not all cut out for the job, and some of them were just slouching around and just being jerks, you could say. So, like I said, the fury of the gods happen, and Gira comes face to face with the main antagonist of this episode of the series. But not only that, you have this moment where all the grunts start invading all the other countries as well, and then the other rangers break out of jail, and then they have their little showdown with the sort of different antagonists we'll be getting in this show. So that kind of sets up who's going to be rivals with who throughout this series, as they all had a little showdown in this episode, which was great. I thought everyone else would get mollywopped in this episode to sort of show how much of a threat that even the underlings can be, but they were pretty evenly matched in this episode, although it did look like they were getting pushed pretty hard near the end of the fight, or near the end of the episode, before everyone else escaped. And the brand new, like, underling designs, I think they've all got really cool designs amongst themselves, because we finally get to see them up close and in really good quality, because like there's like been a lot of blurry scans of them floating around. There was the poster was in okay quality, but now we actually get to see the suits in actions, and the suits look pretty cool. I do really like these monster suits for all the different like universe retainers and stuff like that. Not only that, the main antagonist has a really cool design as well. Their head is a shoe god from what I've heard, because it's sort of got that orange amber, so I'm guessing that's going to be the plot twist in the end. And their final antagonist, it's got a bit of a goofy design with the head, but I feel like their abilities and how they can sort of destroy the universe makes up to show, even with a dumb design, they can be still threatening. And they did a good job at having everyone come in and do their introductions as they save their retainers, and the original kings made their grand appearance, and you get to see their designs after the time skip, which was pretty cool. But not only that, you got to have the battle between Jeremy, Gira, and the King of the Universe, where it seemed like they were winning at first. It seemed like they were able to hold back the brand new enemy, but they're just too powerful, it looks like, and they got away in the end. The enemy got away in the end, but it was a good job at establishing how powerful the new villain team is, and what the stakes are here if they're able to destroy the universe with such ease. So I am curious to see where the show is going to go moving forward from here, because now that we've set up the new villain faction, there's a lot that we can sort of dive into when it comes to the King-Ohger universe and expanding it with lore and stuff like that. There are other things in the background, like we kind of have an answer for the fury of the gods now, with what might have caused it, and what's been causing all sort of like the destruction across the King-Ohger universe with the war between the Bugnaroks and the humans. But there's also like the question, will Raklis show up again eventually? Probably. But yeah, this episode was pretty good, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen moving forward with King-Ohger for the next half of the show, because I feel like this was a great move for the show to make, as they sort of wrapped up the whole human versus the Bugnarok arc, and now they've established the new threat that is just as powerful as the last, probably even more. So this was a fantastic episode, and I'm excited to see all these characters back again once again after the 2-year time skip. Doesn't look like they've changed too much apart from appearance wise, but you can also see that Gira has become a great king with how he was leading a lot of people to safety when the Fury of the Gods happened, where he taught everyone to get inside, and then he dealt with the King of the Universe himself, and he didn't like that how powerful the King of the Universe was, that he was able to sort of like flick his finger and sort of play a game and make it seem like meteors were falling down on his city. So Gira's had a lot of like growth within the 2-year time skip, which is great to see. But what did you guys think of this episode of King-Ohger? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Take care. Bye. Thanks for watching.